Hello Libra, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a reading for you for December. So I've got 4 tarot cards that I will explain the question behind each here in a moment. But first we get your affirmation card and connection. I'm connected to the multitudes and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me and or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. Connection has been coming up a lot in these readings. I feel like that is an overall thing for everyone, no matter what your sign is. Connection is really important, feeling like we are part of something, a part of things together. And the wonderful thing about connection too, and I think this is where a lot of people get it wrong, like they feel like they need to be like their peers to be connected. But in this connection, like everybody has a place, everybody has their purpose, and it would be really boring if everybody's purpose and place was the exact same thing. So you should, of course, you know, there are going to be people who share your interests, and nobody is going to have a 100% of everything that you want or you desire or the way that you think, and you shouldn't expect that. And actually, I love the idea of connecting with people who teach us something and who we can learn things from, and that only comes from our differences. It doesn't come from our sameness. And notice in this connection card, it doesn't say anything about that. It just means that we're all here together having the same kind of human experience. That's why we're talking to strangers about the weather. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, the weather, who cares? Like, thanks, Captain Obvious. But that is just a really easy kind of softball way to open up the door to like say, hey, I am a person here having a human experience. I recognize you. I see you, that you are too. We're experiencing the same thing here in this moment. Let's honor that. So don't look down at people who talk about the weather, who show up at a coffee shop and talk about the weather. It's key. It's integral. It's to our human existence and honoring each other. So Libra, we have 4 cards. The first one that came out for you is the King of Wands, and this is what energies will be flowing with you this month. I love this particular King of Wands because he definitely has a plan, Libra, and I feel like planning is going to be important for you as well. And then where you should be focusing attention this month, what is that about the best laid plans? This is the Fool. So don't get so wrapped up in your planning that you forget to go enjoy yourself and enjoy your freedom and understands that you're free sometimes. So I love like the mixture of these 2 energies, and we'll get into that a little bit more. We also have the 9 of Cups, which is the wish card, and this is what challenges you might face this month. And I almost feel like, especially in this card, that a challenge you might face is with feeling fulfilled or recognizing the beauty that is around you. Because in this card, like, you should be like very happy with everything that you've achieved. It's the wish card. You've gotten all of your desires. And a lot of times those desires are handed to us, and then we still feel like we need more. And there's nothing wrong with going out and getting more, but there is something when you don't honor what you already have. And then 5 of Pentacles, another kind of comment here on gratitude, I think. And this is what is something you should work towards letting go. And we've got the 5 of Pentacles reversed. This is actually, you know, something very good, because this is, and it kind of relates back to connection as well, because this is us feeling like we're alone and out here by ourselves. And even all of this almost feels kind of lonely. So again, overreaching, overarching theme of the month for so many is making those connections. So let's go back here to our King of Wands and energies flowing this month. I feel like it's going to be really easy for you to make plans, really easy for you to think about the future, easy for you to think about next year. And a lot of people do this in December because we think about the next year coming. We think about we're coming to an end, so what is our next step? Where are we going from here? And I love that it's the King of Wands because it's somebody who has been through it. Like you've been through this entire year, right? So it's looking back at your past and like, okay, well, I know that January last year went this way and this year I want it to be different, or last summer went this way. And it's looking at that experience and learning how to step up and be the creator of your own experience here. A fire energy, passion is involved, you know, definitely looking at what you want, what you desire, what makes you happy. And I feel like the Fool is a continuation of that. But don't get so into your plans that you don't take those steps forward to enact them. And the Fool comes in as where you should be focusing attention this month. And it's taking, you know, taking those steps towards your actions and taking your plans. And I almost feel like sometimes the King of Wands can be kind of caught up in those details and doesn't move until like everything is perfect, but you don't know, you're not going to know when everything is perfect. A lot of times our plans are for 2022. We don't know what's going to happen in 2022. We don't know what's going to pull us off course. We can't possibly, and if the last 2 years have taught us anything, we cannot possibly plan for all of those things. We kind of have to trust our future self with our future obstacles. And that doesn't mean that we have to be even like the energy of the two of these is like, I think he's explaining to the cat what's going on, but he's looking down while she's looking up. So don't forget to look up. Don't forget to take this step forward. And a lot of times we feel like with the Fool, like we're stepping alone, but I feel like when we have the connection with other people that we are really stepping, there are other people around us that can step with us. And then we've got the Nine of Cups, and this is what challenges we might face this month. And, you know, this is such a time to take stock of what we've been through, what we've gone through, where we are, even like from a month ago, even from like a year ago, 5 years ago. You probably have something that your past self like absolutely wanted and thought would be like the most amazing thing, or maybe you even leapfrogged on that. My husband often reminds me about this car that I really, really wanted, and I kept talking to him about it, and I ended up with a vehicle that is much nicer than that other vehicle that I like was my dream vehicle at the time, and he teases me about it. But it's now I've had it for a while, and am I taking it for granted, or can I just sit there and go, you know what, this is a really nice vehicle and I'm really happy I have it, and it takes me to where I want to be, and it's super comfortable, and my kids are great and safe in the back, and you know, so this is not necessarily turning your back on, I mean, look at this castle, it's amazing, and it's fine to look forward, and both of these cards are about looking forward, but I feel like the Nine of Cups is like, hey, you know, don't be too quick to dismiss all of the beautiful things that you already have in your life. Don't let those things go. They're wonderful. And like this crab might be even threatening it, and your friend is like, hey, back off of our castle. Well, you're just kind of ignoring that. So I just feel like don't overlook your gratitude. Be happy for the things that you have and the people that are in your life and the goals that you have accomplished. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles reversed, and this is something that you should work towards letting go. And I think that you already know. I think that you already are letting it go. That's why Five of Pentacles comes out in reverse. Because upright, the Five of Pentacles is just hitting an obstacle and feeling like you're alone. Again, the connection is so important here to understand that you're not. And there's help around, like there are people that genuinely want to help. And I think that's because you also project that idea or that energy that you want to help them as well. And don't discount it when you need it, because you would absolutely 100% jump to the opportunity to help somebody else. So know that there are people out there just like you that are ready to help you. So that's why I think it comes out in reverse, because you know that. And you know, we've got these two people here walking out in the snow and they feel very alone. They're very cold. Sometimes this can speak towards illnesses, but there is help available, whether that is with an illness, like, you know, treating yourself, just treating yourself well overall, letting yourself have rest, making sure that you're warm. And it can even be if you are feeling run down or, you know, mentally maybe not at your best. Do those things that make you feel good, even just a bath, even just a walk, even just to, like, you know what, today I'm going to sleep in. Today I'm going to just snuggle here in my blankets and love it. And so it's making sure that you take care of yourself. And if you need help, looking up and recognizing that help is around you and that help is for you. So we have Deep Knowing 43. This kind of comes out of the blue as far as connect, you know, with the other cards. The deep knowing is about your intuition. It's about tapping into your higher self, having those deeper conversations kind of like with yourself as well. Even though, and I was just looking at like the other cards to see how it ties in, because these are connections with other people. Maybe the Nine of Cups might a little bit, because she's here in a meditative state. But talking, you know, there is something where when two people, like one person knows something, another person knows something, and when they have a conversation, a third thing is known. Socrates called that the dialectic. But you can do that on your own with your own higher self, like having a conversation with yourself, and then understanding that you can elevate your ideas and elevate your understanding and elevate your knowing, and move beyond the surface of things. So this is looking deeper and trusting yourself and trusting those conversations in your head. You know the ones you can trust. Sometimes you have conversations and you know you can't trust it. Eject those and trust the ones that are in your head. I love the owl on this, because it talks about wisdom, and wisdom is something, it's more than knowing. It's deeper. It's more than just facts. Wisdom is. And I also find it interesting. I'm kind of laughing a little bit because we've got two moons here. Maybe one of the moons is your conscious state and the other one is subconscious. I'm not sure. I'm just making that up here. I just find it interesting that we have two moons. And then we've got co-create. So once you know yourself, then you can present yourself to the world as who you know. I think I did talk about this a little bit with the connection about not being a carbon copy of everybody else, because the only person that you need to be is you, and the only person that the world needs you to be is you. We need you. There's a purpose for you, and we're co-creating with you. There are people who we can't all do the same thing. We can't all think the same thing. We wouldn't create otherwise. There would be no, like I was talking about that dialectic, because one person knows one thing, one person knows another, and then a third thing is known. One person knows one thing, talks to the same somebody else who knows the same thing. Nothing new is known that way. So I feel like individuality is really important within our connections for you, Libra. So co-create. You are a co-creator. You are a co-creator of the universe. And I'm wondering if maybe that can be kind of that Nine of Cups here too, is that you're kind of overlooking your power, because you are very powerful. We all are very powerful, but in different ways. You can be powerful in your way. You don't have to be powerful in the way that everybody else thinks you should be, or that's just actually holding you back if you're trying to accomplish something from somebody else's ideals, whatever that is, societal or your parents or your friend group. Be you. This is about being you and finding those connections and people who value you for you. So love you, Libra. Hope that you have a fantastic month, and I hope to see you in the next reading.